Coming up tonight, a former fugitive charged with a 2-year-old murder. Meanwhile, we take a closer look at the Samaritan's Purse Field Hospital, and the family of a woman killed in Canada seeks closure.
Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Jared Higgs. Topping news tonight, the Ministry of Health reported 70 new COVID-19 cases this morning. 68 of those cases were in New Providence, while the Berry Islands and Eleuthera recorded 1 case each. There are currently 113 hospitalized cases. 11 of those are in intensive care. So far, the country has recorded 123 COVID-19 deaths. 13 more deaths are under investigation. Health officials confirmed 39 more recoveries and have completed 31,007 tests. Meanwhile, on the heels of another weekend lockdown, hundreds of Bahamians showed up to food distribution centers looking to get much-needed assistance to take them through another week of tough times brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. Jasmine Brown visited some of those distribution centers today and filed this report.
The demand at some of the feeding centers was greater than others, like here at Golden Gates Assembly, where the lines stretched around the park. It was a busy but organized scene here at the food distribution center at Golden Gates Assembly, as hundreds of cars were lined off around the entire perimeter of the Golden Gates Park, causing a traffic jam on Carmichael Road. The drive-up distribution center was manned by Red Cross Bahamas staff who distributed $40 food vouchers.
Light burn. There you go, madam.
Despite the smooth flow, we met those who were not exactly pleased after finding out they were unable to pick up their vouchers because walk-ups were not being served. 29-year-old Asia Newbold was one of dozens of people. The former babysitter, who says she has been out of work since March, was one of several people asking strangers to allow her to sit in their vehicle so that she could be served.
Those who walk in can get served.
And so
They have to jump in someone's car to get served, and most of them saying no.
Newbold, who braved the rain as she asked countless motorists to let her in their vehicle, insisted there needs to be some consideration given to those who do not have a car.
They need to have a heart and do the walk-ins. Not everybody have a right, and we don't know who all sick. That's why everybody's scared. They're not letting nobody in the car like that.
Just a few miles away from the Nassau Village area, it was a much different scene at the Family of All Murder Victims headquarters, where workers, including FOAM President Candy Gibson, handed out food vouchers to walk-up customers. From families to senior citizens, members of that community lined up for much-needed assistance, like senior Edith Ferguson, who explained that the $40 will go a long way.
I'm an elderly lady, and most of my funds have to go for medicine. I said diabetic, hypertension, and I have arthritis, but I like need the little water and juice. At least it could take me for 2 to 3 days. Sometime longer. It all depends on where I get what I get and how much it costs. Other than that, I have no problem. All the people who complaining and making noise with the $40, tell them thank God they ain't get it. They better get used to it, because this COVID ain't going away, because they ain't learning nothing.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, a Bahamian fugitive who was wanted in connection with the 2018 shooting death of a taxi driver was found in the United States and deported. Today, he was charged with the murder and attempted armed robbery of the man who was reportedly killed in front of his children. Giorgio Bain has the details.
Family members were emotional outside of the Nassau Street Magistrates Court Monday afternoon as officers of the Criminal Investigations Department brought 32-year-old Kyle Hepburn of Seabreeze Estates to face murder and attempted armed robbery charges before Magistrate Andrew Forbes. Hepburn was charged with the murder of Wilton Brown. According to police reports, on June 9, 2018, Brown, a taxi driver, pulled into his refugee court home in Hollywood subdivision off Cowpen Road when a car pulled behind his vehicle. An armed man then exited the car and demanded cash before shooting Brown and driving off. The victim's children were reportedly inside the vehicle at the time of the incident. Hepburn was wanted in connection with the 2018 murder. However, police did not locate him until October 2020, when he was deported from the United States of America. Today, he was not required to enter a plea to the charges. Bail was denied, and Hepburn was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until he returns to court for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment on December 8, 2020. Hepburn was represented by attorney Jomo Campbell. Reporting for Our News, I'm Georgie Obey.
Amid an increase in COVID hospitalizations, Princess Margaret Hospital now getting help in the fight against COVID-19 as a Samaritan's Purse field hospital is expected to be operational this evening. Berthany McDermott was there as officials put on the finishing touches today, and he filed this report.
When Our News visited the facility Monday morning, workers were putting the finishing touches on the field hospital and running some last-minute wiring. Medical Director Whitney Peterson revealed the special name for the facility.
They're calling it the Special Pathogens Unit, so the SPU.
We got a look inside one of the patient wards, which is rather spacious and houses 7 patient beds.
So right now, the last pieces are being put on the patient ward tents. We will be operational later this afternoon.
The facility will consist of a medical supply tent, administration tent, changing tent, donning and doffing tent, 3 patient wards, and a tent for protective equipment. While he could not put a price tag on the facility, team leader Elliot Tenpenny admitted it isn't inexpensive. Samaritan's Purse is providing a team of more than 30 people who are expected to be in the Bahamas for 4 to 6 weeks. Peterson says 15 of them are physicians and nurses.
We have 3 physicians and we have 12 nurses and 3 physicians. And then the Princess Margaret Hospital staff will eventually be integrating in and working alongside with our staff as well.
So we have a team of approximately 30 to 40 people. The majority of them are healthcare workers, nurses and doctors, but a lot of them are electrical engineers, water engineers, biomedical engineers, folks like that also.
Peterson added that Samaritan's Purse will implement a number of protocols to prevent staff infections.
Samaritan's Purse, we've done this in many different places across the globe, really, and been very successful with limiting our staff infectious rates.
She added that Princess Margaret Hospital played a major role in constructing the facility.
They've been a great partner. They've helped us build the wards and put it together. It's part of why we were able to put it together so quickly. They're supplying things like the hospital beds, the oxygen lines.
Samaritan's Purse also constructed facilities in New York, Italy, and Sudan. The organization was one of the most prominent NGOs on the ground in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian in 2019, providing much-needed support and setting up a field hospital on Grand Bahama. Now, this 30-bed facility is set to be completed this afternoon and will alleviate some of the strain on the healthcare system. Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
There's more news on the way, but here's a first look at weather with meteorologist Greg Thompson. Good night, Greg.
Thanks, Jared. I'm meteorologist Greg Thompson with your first look at weather. Outside our studios, cloudy skies, temperatures in the low 80s, 80 degrees is our current temperature. The winds are out of the southeast at 10 knots, a little breezy on the outside. Feels like temperature around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Satellite-wise, a lot of moisture across our area, all associated with a low-pressure system that's trying to form across the southwestern Caribbean. Most of that moisture will remain in place with some showers and thunderstorms occurring across the islands tonight through tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News. Pinewood residents struggle with flooding over the weekend lockdown. Plus, a family of a Bahamian woman killed in Canada seeks closure. That's coming up when we return.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All-day football, all-day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
Heavy rain brought serious flooding throughout Pinewood Gardens on Sunday, sending water into some residents' homes. They say this long-standing issue was exacerbated by COVID-19 restrictions.
do all the work on this. The roof, the walls, everything. Sometimes I just get fed up, I say, but I ain't doing no more work.
Kevin Nixon is one of many frustrated Pinewood Gardens residents. Living in the area for more than 20 years, Nixon says it's always the same story.
Every time it rains, we have to put on short pants and just walk straight through to come in, to come out.
Heavy rain on Sunday and Monday has left the community partially submerged. On Monday, water was still knee-high on some streets, the high water getting into people's homes. Over at the area's community garden, many of the crops drowned over the weekend. The garden was unfortunately already on a downward trend, as the pandemic has also had a negative impact on the garden's volunteers.
Many of the volunteers who used to volunteer their time now have to make a decision on how they're going to quantify their time. They do not have the benefit of having extra time to volunteer. So the brunt of the burden has now been cast on myself.
Gerard Darville, a Pinewood resident and community activist with political aspirations, thinks government should work to find solutions to the flooding problem. He's hoping the garden will bounce back and serve its purpose in the community, especially as the country goes through unique challenges.
Learn about agriculture, develop their agricultural skills, different techniques, learning about soil, and we want this to be a testing ground, something like a BAMSI 2.0 in New Providence, someplace where persons who are interested in various forms of agriculture could come here on a free community green space and learn about what we should be diversifying our economy into.
Nixon would also love to see an end to this decades-old problem.
Every year things every year these is get destroyed. It's the table them, they so fall down because where the water keep hitting them. I just get, these sheds get do, these get wet up, all down they get wet up. Every year it's the same thing.
The family of a young Bahamian mother killed in Canada last month is still looking for closure. Her father said she seemed to be afraid of something before her death. 6 weeks later, their inability to get answers, bring her home, and give her a proper burial is heartbreaking. Cal Joaquin has a story.
I remember my sister as a very strong woman of God.
A gifted nail technician, 31-year-old Judith Taylor moved to Canada in 2017.
That in our weak moments, our strength comes from God.
But in mid-September, things changed forever for her family when they learned that Judith lost her life in a train accident on September 7th in Toronto, Canada. According to Canadian police, an Up Express train was headed east when it struck a woman who was on the rail line. The victim was described as a black woman who had a heart-shaped musical symbol tattoo on her shoulder, one very similar to that of Judith. And with that, police began efforts to identify her.
After not hearing from her, we got concerned. We started calling around different family members, and everyone lost contact with her at that same day and time.
Police have labeled the death as suspicious, but what ensued in the following days and weeks was a cry for more information as to what happened to Judith on the morning of September 7th.
Detectives have one story, people who knew her have one story. The alleged camera footage, one detective is saying we saw what happened. The next one is like, oh, it was raining, it was dark, so we can't see. She wasn't at a train station. This was in a remote area. How did she get there?
She reached out to a few folks in Canada because she became afraid. We don't know the nature of the fear or why she became afraid.
According to the Taylor family, police have since confirmed to them that the body is that of their loved one. However, with DNA samples recently sent to the coroner, the family has about another 6 weeks to wait. The situation has become the family's worst nightmare as they plead with both the Bahamian and Canadian governments to help. In the meantime, they hold on to memories of the loving Christian mother who leaves behind a 10-year-old girl.
I would like to bring my sister home and be able to give her the proper burial and be able to have a place to always go and remember her. And where her daughter could always go and see her as she grows up.
If I don't catch myself sometimes, I can feel a vein in the back of my head getting ready to pop. And sometimes I have to slow down, take a break, and catch myself. I have my moments of breakdown. I may appear strong to a lot of people, but my quiet moments, I do break down.
For her family, especially her father who lost one of his only 2 children, Giving her a proper burial at home would mean the world. For Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Thanks, Kyle. Still to come, how the lack of funding for COVID testing is preventing one facility from helping the homeless. Stay tuned, guys.
We share our stories because there is power in every story.
There is hope in every story.
There is healing
in every story.
Our stories will inspire you.
They will change you.
They will empower you.
Because there is freedom in every story.
Join me, Erlene Camille, and my guest every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. and Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. for powerful, revealing, life-changing stories. Journey TV, we share life's truths.
Welcome back. Teen Challenge Bahamas is having an increasingly difficult time helping the homeless due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Director Eric Fox says the program that offers assistance to the homeless and substance abusers has had to turn away people who come in off the streets because of a lack of COVID-19 testing.
I got a call the other night from the police. Said they had two young men who they really didn't want to arrest. I think they were living on Monarchy and stuff, and they wanted me to take them in. But apparently, as things look now with the COVID, I can't just take people in off the streets and bring them into my environment without some type of test.
Fox says turning people away is not something he enjoys doing, as Teen Challenge has the extra space but not the funds to test incoming residents.
I'm just appealing to the public as maybe social services, the government, some agencies, Doctors Hospital, the Kiwanis Club, someone we can probably come together and come up with like a spot or some individuals that we could get these persons tested quick so they can come off the street. I'm willing to provide the housing. I have a couple beds. To take these persons off the street, it'll really break my heart for them to have to go to prison or even be charged with vagrancy or breaking the curfew.
Still to come, we've got the latest in sports. Stay with us.
This is a huge deal. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, only with Rev Trio. All day football, all day Sunday. Enjoy all the benefits of Trio with a huge extra. Never miss a game with NFL Sunday Ticket, included in your Rev Trio bundle. All you have to do is opt in. TV, phone, and internet starting at just $99. Call 601-8992 to sign up now. Visit www.rev.bs/promotions for details.
In sports, the 2020 World Series is now set after a dramatic weekend. Marcellus Hall has that and more.
Well, Major League Baseball fans could not have asked for anything more than this. Two exciting Game 7s to take teams to the World Series. Saturday and Sunday, pretty intense. Let's take you right now to those highlights. 2020 Major League Baseball World Series now set following two exciting Game 7s over the weekend. Astros and Tampa Bay squaring off on Saturday in a winner-take-all game. Rays, they would jump out early, a two-run home run in the first inning by Randy Rosarina. That gives them the quick lead. Mike Zunino would add a home in the second inning. Tampa now up 3-0. Rays, they tack on another run in the sixth to make it 4-0. They go on to win 4-2, taking the series 4-3 and advancing to the World Series for the first time since 2008. Meanwhile, the National League, Game 7 yesterday, Atlanta Braves and LA Dodgers meeting up. Also in a Game 7 here, Braves on the board first, an early 2-0 lead, but back would come the Dodgers. They tie it up at 2, and that's the way it would stay until the 7th inning. Game tied at 3 now. Cody Bellinger crushing this one out of the ballpark deep into the night. That gives LA the 4-3 lead, and that would be all they needed. Dodgers win 4-3, winning the series 4-3. Game 1 of the World Series set for Tuesday. To some football news to the NFL, where Monday Night Football doubleheader coming your way this evening. Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills first up. Both teams coming off their first losses of the season. Chiefs 4-1 in the AFC West. Bills 4-1 in the AFC East. The other Monday night game will see the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas will be playing their first game without quarterback Dak Prescott. He's out for the season.
after breaking his ankle last week. Cardinals are 3-2, currently in third place in the NFC West.
So there you have it. World Series is now all set, beginning on Tuesday. Meanwhile, we'll give you a full breakdown of tonight's Monday Night Football activities first thing tomorrow. Reporting for Our News, I'm Marcellus Hall.
And that's a look at news. We throw it back to meteorologist Greg Thompson for the extended weather forecast.
Thanks again, Jared. In our second look at weather, satellite-wise, broad area of low pressure across the Western Caribbean generating quite a bit of moisture across our area. Some showers and thunderstorms will be occurring across the islands tonight through tomorrow. National Hurricane Center watching that area for possible development over the next couple of days. And of course, we have Tropical Storm Epsilon out there in the open Atlantic. Your boating forecast for all areas tonight through tomorrow. The winds will be out of the east-northeast to east-southeast, 15 to 25 knots. An advisory posted for you guys, 5 to 8 foot seas. Tide is presently low, will be high at 10:44 tonight. Here's a look now at your national forecast. And now we'll look at your extended forecast through Saturday. That's a look at our weather. Have a safe night, everyone.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by Royal Fidelity, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Thank you for joining us for Our News Tonight. To catch Our News on the go, download the RevGo Play app. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Jared Higgs. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.